Once upon a time, there was a great kingdom. It had golden castles, green fields, and happy people. The streets were full of life, with children playing and markets full of colors. Inside the grand palace, everything was shiny and beautiful. Big golden lights hung from the ceiling and colorful glass windows made the halls glow. The king's throne stood high, looking strong and royal. This was King Leo. He was a mighty and wise ruler. Everyone respected him, but deep inside, he had a secret. Sometimes, he doubted himself. In his room, the king looked at himself in the mirror. He took off his crown and sighed. "Am I really strong? Am I really brave?" He thought to himself. Near the kingdom, there was a small village. People worked hard, children ran around, and the houses were simple but full of love. In this village lived a little boy named Aryan. He was small but full of energy. His bright eyes were always curious, and he loved to dream big. One day, Aryan was chasing a butterfly. He ran and ran, until he found himself in a beautiful garden. The flowers were bright, and the trees were tall. Aryan looked around. "Oh no! Where am I?" he whispered. He couldn't see his village anymore. His heart started to beat fast. Scared and tired, Aryan sat under a big tree. Tears rolled down his cheeks. "I just wanted to climb the big mountain, but maybe I'm too small and weak," he thought. King Leo was walking in the garden when he heard soft sobs. He turned and saw a little boy sitting alone under a tree. The king knelt beside Aryan and placed a gentle hand on his shoulder. Aryan looked up, surprised. The king's eyes were kind and warm. "I got lost," Aryan sniffled. "And I want to climb the big mountain, but everyone says I'm too small and weak." King Leo smiled. "Do you know, little one? Even I have fears. Sometimes I feel I am not as strong as people think." The king and Aryan walked through the garden together. Aryan listened carefully as the king spoke. The birds chirped, and the flowers swayed in the breeze. They stopped by a beautiful fountain. Water sparkled under the sunlight. "Strength is not about size," the king said. "It's about never giving up." The king picked up a small rock. "Try lifting this," he said. Aryan tried, and finally lifted it. His face lit up with pride. Aryan's heart felt lighter. "Maybe I can climb the mountain after all," he said, gripping his wooden pendant tightly. The king and Aryan stood on a high balcony, looking at the big mountain in the distance. It looked tall and mighty, but now, Aryan was not afraid. "Remember," King Leo said, "true strength comes from believing in yourself. Keep going, no matter what others say." Aryan smiled and waved goodbye. He ran through the palace gates, ready for his adventure. Aryan ran back to his village with a big smile on his face. He felt different now, stronger, braver. He knew that no dream was too big if he believed in himself. Aryan climbed the steep paths, faced strong winds, and crossed rocky trails. He fell, but he got back up. He was tired, but he kept going. Dark clouds gather, and strong winds blow. Aryan struggles to hold on as rain begins to fall, making the climb more difficult. He finds a small cave and takes shelter from the storm. Shivering, he clutches his pendant and whispers words of encouragement to himself. Panting, Aryan finally reaches the summit. He stands on the highest rock, looking over the vast kingdom below. His eyes shine with pride and joy. Back at the palace, King Leo stands on his balcony, gazing at the distant mountain. He smiles, knowing that the little boy has succeeded. And so, Aryan proved that strength is not about size. It's about courage, belief, and never giving up.